me see if. Yo, can you guys hear me? Hold on. I don't know why the camera's not working on here. 1 second. I don't even think I need it on here, but just in case. Yo, can you guys hear me? I give people time to join, but 1 second. The camera's not working on here. I don't know why this is not letting me. Let's see. I don't know why it's not letting me adjust this. 1 second. What if I do instead of this? Welcome. Let me see if I can change this. Okay, see, this will be a little bit better. Ah, okay. But then it'll be OBS will show this. Actually, I'm trying to make it fit in here, but it's not working. I don't know why, but let me see. That should work. Alright, but can you guys hear me on YouTube? What's the tip I agree with edging topic? No. Learn. Yo, YouTube, can you guys hear me? I'm trying to go live on here and here. Okay. Let me move the OBS. Alright. Let me just notify everyone and then we'll get started. Where are my headphones? Alright, cool. Alright, can you guys hear me? Cool. Alright. Okay, so let's get started. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna show you guys how to read the charts and how we traded this on Friday. Before I start, I just want to explain to you guys that I keep it very simple. I have a 4-step strategy, and this is what I use every single day. And it's pretty much just a break, a retest, and then fibs and order blocks. That's all I use pretty much. But here, let's see if I can fix this. I don't know why. Okay, that should be a little better. Perfect. All right, cool. Yep. All right, you guys can hear me. Cool. I'll do the giveaway on here in a little bit, but let's go ahead and get started with the simple highs and lows, right? So I like to show you guys time frames to start off with. So if you guys are brand new, like completely brand new here to YouTube, or to trading overall, you know that these are time frames. What I mean by time frame, so if we start at the M, this means that this is going to be the monthly candle, right? So this is still active. May, we still have what, 14 more days, 15 days left of the month, right? So this is a monthly candle. This was April's candle, this was a March candle, and so forth. If you go to W, this is going to be for the weekly, right? So this is this week that just currently happened. It closed. As you guys can see, it's not moving anymore. This was a prior week, the week before that, and so forth. And if you go to the D, that stands for daily. That means every single day. So these candles will indicate, you know, a closure of either whatever time frame you're on, right? Whether it's going to be on the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, or 1 hour. It all just depends on what time frame you are at. Now, the biggest thing to know is how do you use time frames and why do you use time frames? So you use time frames to identify you know, the market structure on the larger time frame. Larger time frame holds more value. And one of the biggest secret that I'm gonna tell you guys, and please always remember this, is time frames work in a domino effect. What do I mean by that? Have you guys ever pushed down some like one domino? What happens to the rest of the dominoes? They all come falling down, right? Like if you hit one, they all start tilting, right? So the way I learned throughout 8 years of trading, it's seeing that time frames work like that. If you know you had a break on a 5 minute, had a break on a 15, it's going to target the 30 minute, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour to break and so forth, right? So that's how you're supposed to look at the market in time frames, and that's how you plug it in together to be able to see it all and match all time frames together, okay? So that's one of the biggest things I like, you know, explaining to everyone the most simplest way possible. So first things first, let's start off on the daily. So we're currently on the daily chart. So today's Saturday, yesterday was Friday. NQ, yeah, the futures are only open Sunday 5 p.m. till Friday 4 p.m. Okay, that's on Central Time. So since the market is closed, I'm going to mark up my daily. So it's going to be my previous day low, right? This is going to be my PDL, stands for previous day low. Make sure you guys bring a notebook or something because you guys are going to learn a lot today. Make sure to take notes. So this is going to be my previous day low, and this is going to be my previous day high. So my highest point and my lowest point that we went on Friday, right? Why is that important? It's like anything in life, right? If it breaks above a high, it's going to continue higher. If it breaks below a low, it's going to be a great sign that it wants to continue lower, right? It's like a business, right? If your sales are breaking your previous month's you know, sales that you hit, obviously you're making more money this month and so forth. Just when you trade, use it in any way possible in real life. Whatever you do for work, whatever you do for a living, use that in a situation, right? So I want to explain the highs and lows in market structure. So obviously these are the highest points, right? How does market structure work? So let me show you guys something. The market, and if you guys are new, the market doesn't just work one way. You can make money whether the upside or whether the downside. So that's the great thing about trading. It's you don't just make money on the upside. You can make money on the downside. Now, how do you do that, right? So the way you identify trends, it's you know, seeing highs getting broken. If you identify downtrends, it's seeing lows getting broken. So for instance, this is a great example. Let's just say that was the lowest point we had here and we pushed up. We pushed down a little bit to retest and then it broke the previous high. This is a simple question. If we broke above this high here, right? Just use this in any type of situation you can in life. If we broke above this high here, does that mean that we're going to have continuation or are we going to reject? Let's see some answers. Is it pretty obvious that if it breaks above, a break above means it's going to close the candle above it? Do you think that's going to continue higher? Yes or no? Yes or no? I'm going to teach you guys like you guys are in kindergarten. Everyone's going to learn today. Yes, right? Okay, cool. So if you know it's going to continue higher, you know that you do not want it, you don't want to see it to break below this low here. Why? Because then if it does break below this low here, that tells you that the market structure now shifted to the downside and it wants to continue lower, right? Pretty simple. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't ask why. Very simple as that. Breaks highs, continuation. Breaks lows, continuation lower. So then you wait for a retest, right? You'll wait for it to pull back. A retest just means a pullback into, you know, whether it's going to be a daily open, weekly open, and imbalance. You just find different confluences to identify a retest in that area. Now, what does confluence mean? Confluence, just think of it as evidence, right? We never know 100% what the market's going to do. Trading is all about probability and risk. So the way you trade is how high probable is a setup for it to reject from here, and what's your risk, right? And that's how you identify it. So you look for a retest to continue lower, right? If it breaks the low. So for me, this model here, the M, write this down. The M stands for buy to sell, meaning the market is going to buy up to sell off more, right? That's what the M stands for. Cool. What does the W mean now? Okay, so if we see something like this, boom, held a low here, right? Breaks above the high and it comes to retest. This is high probability that it wants to continue higher, right? Now, what is this called here? This here is called a sell to buy model. They sold it off so it can give you an opportunity to buy it up. Simple as that. What would be your invalidation of this? It closed below the low that caused the break above the previous high here, right? Everyone understanding that so far? Yeah, cam's not on. It's because I'm streaming on TikTok and YouTube, so the camera's not on YouTube. I don't know why. I need to figure that out, but I'll figure that out another day. But yeah, so this is called a sell to buy model. So these are some models I use as confluence, meaning as evidence to be able to identify my trades, right? Cool. Everyone understand that? Now let me show you how I did that on Friday, and let me show you my full strategy. So step 1 is the break that you guys saw, right? Step 2 is an order block or an imbalance, meaning a gap. Step 3 is a fib, and then step 4 is just wait for the retest to target there. You guys ready? I'm about to put you guys on game. You guys ready? Look how I did this shit on Friday. Okay. So we know that the daily, previous day high, previous day low. Okay, let's go into our 4 hour. If we go into our 4 hour, let's just start off, for example, let's do a replay, start a new one. We'll start right here. Okay, you guys remember the model I just drew for you guys, right? You guys remember this? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, before I draw it, we broke the low, right? Let's say we broke the low here. What does that tell you? What is this confirmation for? Does it want lower or does it want higher? Let's see if you guys are actually listening. Thank you guys for following. Appreciate it. Let's see a quick question. Lower, okay, good job, right? This means lower. So let's plug that in. What happened here? Let's just move this and see this here, right? For example, this pushed up, this pushed you down, this pushed up, and this broke below the low, right? Let's just move it right here. Just move it to the side real quick, Jordan. Cool. Let's look and draw this. This was the last up move, right? The last up before it pushed down. And then what happened? This candle right here closed above it. So that tells you, that's an indication saying it wants to go higher. Now, like I said, is anything ever guaranteed? No. But you know, if it breaks below the low, that means it doesn't want to go higher. And that's where you identify your risk to reward, right? So in this situation here, we broke above. Cool. So that means it was bullish. And then if you go to a smaller time frame, that means it has to hold those lows on a smaller time frame. So now let's start breaking it down to a smaller time frame real quick before I advance here. Let's go into the 15 minute. Okay. If we go into the 15 minute and we saw this push up, this push down, right? And then it caused to break above the high with this candle. This is my low here, right? This is my low that caused the down move before the break. Everyone seeing this, right? So this candle closed above this previous high here, meaning, hey, I want to continue higher. So then how do you identify your risk to reward here? If you want to long, you wait for a retest, right? So situation here, you wait for a retest. This is your stop loss. It closed below this, and then you target, since this is all-time high, you just target the last high that pushed you down, right? So this would have been a one-to-one risk to reward, and this is not something I would like to try to long here at all-time highs. The risk to reward doesn't make sense for me here. So what do? I just wait for it to, you know, play out on the larger time frame, let it do whatever it wants to do. Cool. All right. So then what happened here? We broke, right? We broke. Everyone ready? Everyone ready? I'm gonna plug in all 4 steps here. You guys are ready, right? I'm gonna do on the smaller time frame, and I'm gonna do on the larger time frame. Watch this shit. Okay, step 1, break. We broke below, as you guys can see, with this candle. So what does that mean for me? We have confirmation that the market doesn't want to continue higher. We have confirmation that it wants to continue lower, right? Cool. So we broke below. So that's step 1, right? Let's put this right here. Step 1 is a break. Step 2 is an order block / imbalance, right? Step 3 is fibs. Step 4 is a retest. Okay, you guys are ready? Look at my 4 steps. Cool. Step 1, break. We broke. Step 2, order block. Ooh, I misspelled this shit like a motherfucker. This is why I trade. This is why I'm not. Ooh, I'm still misspelling. Order block. All right. So order block and imbalance. What is an order block? I have a couple of videos of that, but I'm gonna run through it real quick just for you guys. An order block is going to be the last down move. Sorry, in this situation, the last up move that created a manipulated move to the downside that created a market structure shift. Right? What does all that mean? That just means that it pushed up to cause a market structure shift to the downside. Right? Are you guys ready? You guys ready for this? So step 1, let's move this down here. Step 1, the break happened. Step 2, my order block, it's right here. Right? My order block is this one here, right? And my imbalance is this one right here. This is my imbalance. So This is my order block. We're gonna make this dark red. This is my imbalance, so meaning this is my gap here, right? We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna remove this now. Okay, we're going to make these black. We broke below that low. Let's just remove this for now. Okay, let's remove this also. Okay, so then step 1, break. Step 2, order block imbalance, right? And then step 3, you draw your fibs. So in this situation for me here, would I have drawn my fibs from this high to this low here? Realistically, no. I'd be lying to you guys. Why is that? Because we didn't have a break here just yet. We had a break here. So what I'm going to do for me personally, I'm going to draw my fibs from the last up move to the last down move that created the push up. So my entry for me would be in here, right? Anywhere between the 50% optimal or premium. But let's say we're watching momentum, right? And I'm gonna put you guys, watch this. So this is on the 15-minute. So I know, remember, fibs is just a probability and where you expect a reaction, right? You guys ready for this? So I'm expecting a reaction anywhere from that 50%, I'll show you guys again, the 50%, the optimal or premium. But if we're looking at the candles, it's strong. So I'm not just going to jump on a coming train, right? So what do? I wait for the 4 steps on the smaller time frame again. But first things first, I need to identify my high. I know my high is up here that caused the break, right? Now, why is this not my high? I will answer your question right now. This is not my high because this high that caused the break, it's higher than this previous high. So I need to find the highest point of that structure here, right? So this is my high, and now identify my risk to reward. Let's say if I'm going to just jump the gun and take it without having confirmation, let's just draw the risk to reward. Let's just say I get in at the optimal here. My stop loss is here, right? And then we're going to target the next low, which is down here. This is currently my risk to reward here without having confirmation on smaller time frame. So this is still a pretty good setup. It's a 1 at 2.6, right? So not bad, okay? But look how I actually trade this. So even though I have confirmation here, we're still pushing above my premium and we tapped into the gap again. I am going to go to my smaller time frame. So let's go to the smaller time frame. Let's look at the 5-minute. This is my last up move that caused the break below this low here, right? And as you guys can see, we couldn't break above on the 5-minute, meaning the 5-minute didn't want to shift to the upside. So this is now currently bearish for me on the 5-minute and the 15-minute. So what did I say in the very beginning of this class? Time frames work as what? How do they work? How do time frames work? You push one down, what happens? What do you guys remember? What did I say? What did I say time frames work in? As a, come on, you guys got this. As a domino effect, right? As a domino effect. So if we know the 5-minute broke and the 15-minute broke, it's going to target the 30-minute and the hourly. So the 5-minute never shifted up, so this is bearish. Now, am I going to jump the gun here? No, I'm going to go to my 1-minute time frame, and what am I going to do? I'm going to wait for a shift on the 1 minute to the downside again, because like I said, time frame work in a domino effect, and I want them to always match. So you guys are ready? Cool. Here we go. So if we're watching it from here, and we're watching for a reaction off these levels here, right? Let's find the last shift to the upside. So we know this was an up move and then we pushed down, right? And then we broke above. So let's just draw a random line here, right? We pushed above. So my job now is to find the last low that caused the break above this high here. So let's follow this backwards. We know this candle broke above, so let's follow it back. Oh, look at that. That's my low. Cool. So this is my low here. So now I have confirmation that we broke to the downside, right? Everyone seeing this? So now my 1-minute matches, my 5-minute matches, and my 15-minute matches. So this for me now is a high probability setup. So what is my risk to reward in this setup here? If I want to short, now that I have confirmation, you know, this is a strong candle down. Do you want to jump the gun here? No, of course not. You want to wait for a retest, right? So in this situation, your retest is here. So let's draw our fibs again. The 4 steps, right? Step 1 is the break here. Step 2, your order block and your imbalance. Step 3 is your fibs from the high to the low, and then step 4, you wait for a retest. Look at this shit. Boom. Again, the 4 steps happen on the 15-minute, the 5-minute, the 4 steps happen on the 1 minute again. You take entry here. So your risk is now from here. Your entry here, your risk is this 1 minute high now, and you are now targeting the last low that pushed you up. Oh shit, sorry. Let's push this back here. You are now targeting the last low that pushed you here. So this is a 1 or 1.8, almost a 1 or 1.2 on smaller time frame. But as we said, we're trading the larger time frame. We're targeting the next draw liquidity, which is down here. So that becomes a 1 to 3 risk to reward. And that's exactly how I trade every single day, the smaller time frame, the larger time frame, but I make sure they all match together. Does everyone understand that? Did that make sense to you guys? If it didn't, it's okay. I'm gonna do it again on the larger time frame so you guys can see the same 4 steps over and over and over again. Okay, what should be a decent point for stop loss? That's the thing. I don't use points as a stop loss. I use market structure shift. So I'll answer that question perfectly here. Most people, that's why most people fail. Most people set a hard stop at points because they're focused on the money they're risking rather than focusing on the price action and the market structure. So if I know, for me, we shifted down, I know that I need a 1 minute candle close above this high, because what could happen, it could wick it and close below and then have the move. So I don't like setting points. I like setting a market structure shift against me, pretty much against the direction I'm betting on, to tell me that, hey, you're wrong, so get off, right? Does that make sense? That is why I'm so hard in the element of don't use a certain amount of dollars as stop loss. Don't use a certain amount of points as stop loss. Trade the market structure and trade the price action in front of you. Okay, so everyone saw this on the smaller time frame and all plugged in. Cool. And now let me show you guys on the larger time frame how I did it again on Friday. Cool. So let's go here. For example, we said that the 4 hour, this broke below, right? We all agree. Who remembers the 4 steps? Let's see if you guys can type them out. Step 1, break. Step 2, order block imbalance. Step 3, fibs. Step 4, retest, right? Step 1, break. Step 2, imbalance, right here, right? This whole thing is our imbalance, meaning our gap. And then step 2, same thing again, order block, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then step 3 is our fibs from the high. So take my fibs, my Fibonacci tools. And I have certain settings. I'll show you guys in a little bit. So then, for me, do I chase this down to try to target this low? No, because why would you chase downside at lows? It doesn't make sense, right? I went away for a retest, and if you guys remember the beginning of the class, what did I say? There's the 2 little models I used. The M, which is the buy to sell, right? As you guys can see it, boom, boom, boom. I want to see a buy to sell, right? Okay, let's see what happened. Let's delete that and see if that happened. Let's press play. Okay, kept going lower. So before I do anything, I'm gonna move down my fibs here. Okay, we have a weekly open rejection here. This is good. Okay, let's say it doesn't want to come up to the 4 hour. You break it down into your smaller time frame, like I said, right? Okay, so let's break it down into the smaller time frame here. For example, if you're trying to ride the trend to the downside, what happened on your hourly? It also broke below on the hourly. You also have a new high here, right? So let's remove this real quick. This is your last up move that caused a break below this low, right? So step 1, break. Step 2, order block, right? And then step 2, still here. This is your imbalance, meaning this is your gap. And then step 3 is fibs, right? From the high to the low, right? Which is going to be this red one here. And then you wait for a retest. Look at this. Step 1, break. Step 2, order block imbalance. Step 3, fibs. Step 4 is what? Step 4 is what? A retest. Look at that. Retest it straight into my 50%, and what happened after that? We just broke down and rejected down lower, right? Let's say you didn't get in immediately here. That's okay. You go down to your smaller time frame and you try to break it down, right? So this is a great example of where I personally would I have entered on this trade? No. I would be lying to you guys and tell you I would have took this shit right away. No. Who can guess why I wouldn't have taken this trade here? Let's see if you guys are paying attention. Why do you guys think I wouldn't have taken this trade here? Why wouldn't I have took entry here? Let's see if you guys are listening. We had a shift. Exactly. We broke back above the high on the 15-minute time frame. So what does that tell me again? We shifted to the upside, meaning it doesn't want to continue lower. So even though the larger time frame is telling me it wants to reject, the smaller time frame has broken. So what do I wait for now? I now wait for a shift to the downside on the smaller time frame, so my smaller time frame matches with my larger time frame as well, right? Everyone understand that? So let me go down into my 5-minute and find my 5-minute low here. So we go into the 5-minute. We know we're tapping into the hourly setup and retest zone, right? So we know that larger time frame should take over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark up my 5-minute low, which is this one here. This is my last down move that pushed me up, that caused a break above the high here. Same thing again. Step 1, break. Step 2, order block in fibs. I'm sorry, order block in imbalance. Step 3, fibs from the high to the low, right? In this situation here, we didn't tap into the 50%, right? That's okay. That's okay. Maybe you miss entry here, but you have to understand and be willing to take these risks. Remember, it's not always going to be 100%. It's not always going to hit your levels for you to take entry. And I did take this setup, and I'll tell you guys why I took this one. I took these sells here because of two things. We tapped into the larger time frame. We had to shift to the downside on the 5-minute, but most importantly, we couldn't get above the 29,400 psych level. This is something that a lot of people are forgetting about. It's psych levels, which is 29,100, 29,500, 29,400. Psych levels are very, very, very important, right? So we were rejecting that, and then my risk here was entry here, stop loss above the high, and then I'm targeting this low here. So this already is a 2.4. That's already a great risk to reward for me, right? But even that, let's see. Even maybe on the 1 minute, I believe this one stayed below the 1 minute high for me. So I was like, yeah, I'm taking this shit. Look at this. My last up move that caused the break below this low here on the 1 minute. And what happened here? Once we tapped into the retest of the break and the imbalance, we never closed above on the 1 minute. So then if you didn't want to risk the 5 minute, you could just risk the 1 minute time frame here. And this would have been your very minimal risk to reward. This would have been a 1 to 30 risk to reward, risking the 1 minute high. And this is exactly how I do the 4 steps over and over and over again every single day, whether it's to the upside or whether it's to the downside. Does that make sense for everyone? Right? Now let's show you another example. I'm going to delete this and show you again on the larger time frame on Friday. So let's delete all of this real quick. Okay, so we know we broke here, right? Same thing. Let's draw our fibs from the high to the low. What is that? That's our 50% here. So we're gonna mark our fib, right? This is our 50% fib here. We know this is our 4-hour imbalance, right? So we're gonna mark this up as a 4-hour imbalance, right? Let's do this. So step 1, break. Step 2, order block imbalance. Step 3, fibs. Okay, cool. All right, so let's say here. Now let's go into the hourly, break it down. What happened if we take it just from here? What happened here? We pushed up, and then we did what? We broke below the low, right? We broke below the low right here. So what does that tell you? You go back and you find the last up move that caused the break. So invalidation for me to consider upside is going to be a close above this. Okay, so we broke below. Now like I said, use every single time frame together as a domino effect here, right? We know that the 4-hour is bearish. We know that the 4-hour tapped into the 50% here. We knew we tapped into the 4-hour gap. Most importantly, we stayed below our hourly high here. This was the high that needed to break above on the hourly candle. And this is what I mean by not setting hard stop points or a certain amount of points, because look at this wick. It would have stopped out people and then it would have fucking broke down. But it never closed above. It wicked it to trap people, but it wicked to tap into the 4-hour gap here. So it was just a simple liquidity sweep here, right? We tapped into that, stayed below on the hourly. Now, does that mean I smack it right away? No. What do I wait for? Let's see if you guys been learning. What do I wait for again? Who can tell me? What am I going to wait for again? See if you guys are listening. What am I waiting for at this point again? And this is the sells I caught for 300 points on NQ on Friday. I'm going to wait for a shift on the smaller time frame to take entry again, because I now use the 4 steps on the larger time frame and now trying to do it into the smaller time frame. So let's go into the 15-minute, right? Cool. Let's go into the 5-minute. Cool. All right, look at this. Oh shit. Let's go into the 5-minute, right? This was my low here. The last down move that caused a break above this high here. We broke below, we retested, right? We broke simple support and resistance. This was old support turned to new resistance, right? Should reject here. In a perfect world, I wanted this to tap here, right? I wanted to tap here, but we didn't. So I was like, okay, you know what? I missed that. I missed that opportunity there. I missed the entry there. Okay. You can go on the 1 minute again, like I said. On the 1 minute, you can take entry on a retest. So for me, I took it off the 5-minute setup. What's here? My last up move that caused a break below this low for continuation. We have an order block and we have an imbalance here. So that's already step 1, step 2, step 3. I draw my fibs from the high to the low. And what's my step 4, guys? I wait for a what? A retest. Boom. Look at that. 4 steps again and again and again, over and over and over again. So you identify your risk to reward here. How probable is this setup? It's very high. Why? Because we tapped into a larger time frame setup. We had to shift on the smaller time frame. So now the domino effect is starting to begin. The larger time frame is working backwards to shift the smaller time frame to target maybe the daily low, a larger time frame low as well. So your risk to reward is this entry here. Your risk is this. And your first TP would be this here. It is a 1 to 2 but you know that you're targeting the overnight lows on NQ, which we couldn't break above in the whole morning on Friday in OPEX. So there's a 1 to 8 risk to reward, and that's exactly how I caught the whole move to the downside, was because I know I was waiting for a larger time frame retest to try to target the overnight breakage on NQ. And that is exactly the 4 steps over and over and over again. And once again, what other model do you guys see here? Another M, another buy to sell. And that, thank you guys for coming to my class. That's literally teaching you guys the 4 steps over and over and over again and again and again. It's trading is just about patterns or repetitions, right? And I don't do pattern trading, but also I know them because I've been doing shit for 8 years. This is also a 4-hour head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Like this is all the same. I know, like, we have ICT, we have smart money concept, we have support and resistance, we have patterns. You know, it's all the same thing, guys. It's just worded differently. Order blocks and imbalances are literally just, simple support and resistance. Old support turns to new resistance. Old resistance turns to new support. It's the same exact shit. It's just worded differently. Supply and demands, all the same thing. Order blocks, imbalance, highs, lows. It's all the same exact thing. We just word it differently. That's it. But that is exactly how you take entry and how you wait for it all. So if you guys watch me on YouTube, this is why we have very minimal losses in our Discord and on YouTube, because we are very patient. Sometimes we wait over an hour and a half for a setup, but we prefer waiting than risking it when there's no setup for us. If there's no confirmation, why are we jumping the gun? It doesn't make sense to force something when there's nothing there. So we wait for that confirmation, and you have the confirmation on the smaller time frame. If you have it on the larger time frame as well, that is a high probability setup, A+ setup. You take it and you just take the risk. Trading is all about risk and probability. So if you're scared to take the risk, trading is not for you. You have to be willing to be confident in your setup and that your strategy works, that you're willing to take the risk every single fucking time. Yeah, usually we take 1 to 2 trades a day. Maybe not even 2. We're like one and done, bro. We take 1 trade a day and we're done. That's what you need to be profitable. You don't need to sit here and trade all day long. I have 38 funded accounts, bro. I only need to make $100 to $200 a day through all my accounts, and I'm making $5,000 a day. Like, you don't have to make a lot of money, and that's one thing my community, all 800 of my members can testify to that. To you guys, tell you, bro, they're very consistent. They get consistent payouts. Why? Because we're not selling a dream. We're trading what's in front of us. We're doing what's real, like what's in front of our faces. But that's why I do it on YouTube for free, so you guys can watch a live stream every single fucking day. Tuesday to Friday. I take Mondays off. Tuesday to Friday, I stream every day. But does this make sense to you guys? Does this whole strategy make sense to you guys? How simple it is. Don't overcomplicate trading. I've been doing this shit for 8 years. I failed for 3 to 4 years, failing and failing and failing. Why was that? I was overthinking it every time. I was overthinking it. The more simple, the more you see straightforward, and the more risk you take, that's it. That's all you need to become profitable. You just need to be confident in yourself and take the fucking setup when you see it. Because what do I always say in my community? You guys can all testify to this. Anyone, and you guys see this on Twitter all the time, anyone can draw anything on a chart. Anyone can Picasso this bitch. They can draw whatever the fuck they want on the chart, but none of them can execute what they actually draw. They'll promote that they took this trade later on, or they'll draw the risk to reward tool on it, but they never even took it. Oh, if they do, they'll be like, oh, it was an eval, or it was paper. Like, if you're not confident enough to take it in your funded or live account every single time, you're not confident in your own strategy and your own setup. So why are you promoting this? Why are you selling this to people? That's one thing you guys got to start understanding. You can draw the chart beautiful and all this, but if you can't execute what the hell you drew, what's the point? You can plan to trade all you want, but if you can't trade the plan, you suck. You suck, realistically, But that's pretty much it. This is literally how I trade every single day on live, guys. With my community, with myself. And the best thing now is, like, I'm helping everyone with sizing so they can understand the sizing. One more time, y'all want to see, like, anyone? You know what? Someone give me a random ticker. Give me a random ticker, or what's up, K-Dot? Give me a random ticker, random stock, whatever you want me to look at, and watch. I'm gonna plug the 4 steps, and you're gonna see how there was an entry there. Just give me a random stock real quick. Just throw any name. Let's see the first one that comes in. Come on. Let's see, YouTube. We need more live streams. Bro, I go live every day. Bro. You want GC? Okay, I haven't even charted this in months. Alright, let's look at GC. Let's break this down. I'm going to do this shit super fast. Okay, so if we look at the daily. Alright, so let's look at my daily high. We broke below the lows here. This is bearish for me. My daily high should not break above here. So this is my daily high here, so we have the breakage. Step 1, break here. Step 2, order block and imbalance. This is my order block here, okay, and this is my imbalance here. I don't need to draw. Step 3, I draw my fibs from my high to my low. Okay, I know this is my premium here, so we should expect a reaction here. If I don't have a reaction here, that means it wants to continue higher or have a liquidity sweep. Okay, on the daily, we swept it, we closed below. Okay, so let me go to my smaller time frame now and see what happens. So we know that was supposed to be a rejection area. I now wait for the hourly to shift to the downside. So let's take a look here. It seems like we just can't break below this low. Pretty obvious. Can't break below, can't break below. Oh, we finally broke below here. Okay, so we broke below the low here. This was my high that caused a break. A break above this would now continue it bullish for me. So would I take shorts here? Nope. So this is now bullish for me. I wouldn't want to bullish to target your high, which it did, right? Targeted the high. Okay, we now broke above the high, so we have a new low here. This is my new low. We broke below. So then my 4 steps: step 1, break; step 2, order block here as well. So let's delete this so we're not confused. Step 3 is my fibs from the high to my low, which in this situation would be here. And then we're going to target this low as our first TP because that's the last down move that caused a break above. So my entry would be on my premium here. So we can just mark this up like this. I can draw my risk to reward tool here, find an entry at my premium. My risk is only a close above this high here on the hourly. This is my risk. And then my take profit is going to be the low of this liquidity down here. Beautiful. Boom. 4 steps over again. Did that shit in what? 2 minutes for you? Not even in 1 minute. Look at that shit. The 4 steps over and over and over and over again. I told you to give me a random chart, just randomly anywhere, and I'll plug the 4 steps and show you how it did it. I can't make this shit up, guys. I literally did this in 2 minutes for you guys. That's literally how you simple. Keep it simple. 4 steps is all you need. 4-step strategy is all you need. Did that work out there, Trader 007 NQ for you? Was that nice? Look how fast that was, right? That's it. That's how you identify your risk to reward and how you just take the trade and you take the confirmation. Okay, let's break it down a little bit. Let's go into a smaller time frame. I'm in flow state right now. Let's go 15 minute. Let's remove this real quick. Okay, let's remove the fibs real quick so I'm not confused. Okay, the 15 minute did shift on the upside, so I have to wait for a shift on the 15 minute to the downside here. So once we break below this low here, for me, we have confirmation on the 15 minutes, so I can have a domino effect. 15 minute broke, same 4 steps again, high to the low, another one, boom. Here, so then if I didn't take it on the larger time frame, I can take entry here. My risk would be this high right here, and my take profit still here. So even a better risk to reward here. Beautiful. 4 steps over and again. It worked on the 1 hour, it worked on the 15 minute, and boom, never broke above this high here. Reject it, continue lower. Look at that. I can't make this shit up for you guys. I can't make this shit up for you guys. I drew this for you guys in 2 minutes. Give me one more random stock, one more random ticker. I'll do it one more time to show you guys. Just 4 steps. One more. Do me any random stock you want. But like I said, anyone can do this. Anyone can draw something up like this, can Picasso this shit. But some of them cannot execute as good as this. Right? Tesla. Okay, let's look at Tesla. I have not looked at these in a while. Okay, let's go to the daily real quick. Ah, shit. Wrong one. Back. Not my indicators. Okay, cool. Let's go to the daily. So for the daily, for me, we're currently bullish. We broke above that. Okay, we couldn't break above that high, so I can't use this as my low. This is my low here. So bullish. This is now a sell to buy, meaning a W for me. So that means Tesla wants to continue higher, right? Sell to buy. Boom, sell to buy. So what am I going to wait for on the daily? It broke above. I'm going to grab my fibs from the low to the high. I'll wait for a retest of the 50% here for an entry, right? This is obviously larger time frame. So let's break it down to the 4 hour, see what's going on in the 4 hour. Okay, it's going to the 1 hour. Okay, same thing here. So let's just actually do this real quick. Start a new one. 4 steps. Fuck, I should have done the other way. Hold on. Leave here. 4 steps. Start new one here. Cool. Okay, so am I going to chase this? No, I know the next area where we can have some resistance is the yearly open. The yearly open is a high confluence and larger time frame, but I'm gonna do my 4 steps. Step 1, break. Step 2, order block right here, and imbalance right there, right? And then step 3, my fibs from my low to my high, and then step 4, I just wait for a retest into here, but I also have to make sure that the smaller time frame stays bullish. So let's press play. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. We tapped into my premium, right? Okay. Does that mean I take entry right away? No, because that tells me that on smaller time frame, we probably shifted to the downside. So what do I wait for here? I now wait for a shift to the upside on the smaller time frame. Okay. So then we look at this here. Let's delete this here. Let's move this into the premium. We knew it bounced off the premium. We knew it respected the hourly setup. Let's remove our fibs. We knew that this was my last up move that caused it break below the low, and then it kept rejecting, finally broke above. Now my risk would be it closed below this low here, as we can see, right? So we can draw this here, right? Boom. 15 minutes now bullish. So then let's go to the 5 minutes. See if the 5 minutes bullish. Right here we go into the 5 minute. Cool. Same 4 steps. Step 1, it broke above, so I find my low. Step 3, my order block is right here. Step 4, I draw my fibs. Step 3, my fibs. And in step 4, I take a fucking entry right here. And my risk to reward is literally right here. Boom, 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 boom. And my take profit is going to be, we go back to the larger time frame. We can target the hourly high in this situation. So we'll go for the daily open would be TP1. That's already a 1 to 20 risk to reward. TP2 would be the high here. So let's see what happened. Let's go back into the 15 minute, press play. TP1 hit, boom. TP2 hit. That's it. The 4 steps again, randomly on Tesla for you guys. That's it. The 4 steps over and over and over and over again. I can't make this shit up. Now, is it always 100%? No, nothing is. No strategy is 100%, guys. You have to realize that. But this is literally, we have a 90% win rate on this strategy. 90% win rate. We do take losses. April we had 1 loss. March we had no loss. This month so far we have 2 losses. We're very, very consistent and we trade every single day. But I hope that makes sense to you guys. Let me read the chart. If we wake you up from your dream, you would tell this fast as hell. Oh yeah, this is fast as fuck, bro. I know that I was just bringing it fast as fuck for you guys because I'm on flow state, so it's easy for me to see everything. I'm so used to it. Like I said, it's all patterns. Like, you see it over and over again. If you trade the same strategy over and over again, you're going to see it. That's why I tell people try to try this strategy, but you're just flop. And I used to do that too. That's why it always sucked, because I was switching from this to this. I never fully try to master one strategy before moving to the next to see if it was a strategy or it was me. What do you guys think was the problem the whole time? The strategy or me? It was me, bro. It was me. You're always going to be the problem. It's not the market. It's you, bro. You're being impatient. You're jumping the gun without the confirmation. You're sizing in too heavy, right? You're not having the confirmation or the confidence. But that's pretty much it, guys. That literally the 4 steps again show us when it's failing. Okay, we took one on NQ on Friday, how it failed. And I'll literally tell you why it failed. We knew why it failed, but we played it aggressive. We lost $150 on that one because we played it very, very minimal. I want to see. It was right here. It was at the overnight lows, and I'll show you guys why. Because we also had ES broke it. So then let's go to ES real quick. ES 5 minute. Here. Okay. So we took short. We took short on a 1 minute. Sorry, let's do this here. Leave this one on the 5 minute. Sorry, where am I at here? Okay. Ah, shit. Here. Okay. Bruh. Okay. Here. Okay. So, you guys ready? So we know that it held on the 5 minute, right? On NQ, we kept holding, but we know we broke it on the 5, and I believe it was a 15 minute. Oh yeah, it broke on ES on the 15 minute. So I like to use NQ, ES, SPY, and QQ as pieces of confluence, meaning pieces of evidence to tell me, hey, we should reject. They should all match together. So for me, I was confident in the setup because ES already has shifted to the downside, and it broke below overnight lows. So for me, I usually use that as a indication of, hey, it wants to go lower if it breaks below the overnight lows or highs, right? It breaks above overnight highs, wants to continue higher. Breaks below overnight lows, wants to continue lower. So as you guys can see, we had a structure break here. We had the 4 steps, right? Step 1 break, step 2 order block imbalance, and then step 3 fibs. But even though this worked out on ES. Look at this. Step 1 break, step 2 order block right here, step 3 fibs. Tapped the optimal and had the rejection, right? And just never came to here. This would have been a partial profit for me. But If you guys look at NQ here, we took it on the 1 minute here. We broke below the low for continuation on the 1 minute. So then we were risking a close above this high here. And we were entry, I'll tell you guys where. We entered around 70, 60, 68, I remember 68, somewhere around here. We entered around the zone here, right? So this is why we lost very, very minimal here. We'll do this here. We'll do this here. So entry here, risk entry here, risk this high, and then take profit one was here. So this was a 1 to 2.5, and it failed here. It failed. Sometimes it's not gonna work out. Like I said, we win 90% of the time, we fail 10%. This was a 110% that we lost. But like I said, it was just divergence because ES did do the move. ES did exactly as it should have for the 4 steps over and over, but NQ didn't. We had some divergence there. But I knew, that's why I said a tight stop there, because I knew that NQ was holding that overnight low. It just swept the double bottom, had liquidity to sweep. It didn't want to break below. So on live, you guys can watch the stream on YouTube. It's on there from Friday. I was like, God, I don't really love sales here because NQ keeps holding, but I'm willing to take this risk. I'm playing aggressive. It is OPEC, so it was chopping around too. You guys can see it was chopping around the first 30-45 minutes on Friday. But it's sometimes, like I said, trading, you just got to take the risk, and it's all about the probability. I was willing to take the risk, and I thought it was a high probability setup because ES broke below the low. So then I was like, okay, if the 1 minute shifted, then it's going to target the 5 minute to break on NQ because the domino effect, as I said in the beginning. It didn't work out. We lost. Fuck it. But then we made our money back on I believe we caught the short again for 60 points. It's all on the YouTube stream. It's all recorded, but I'll show you guys where we did it. Here, so we had broke below the low right here. We had broke below the low, the same 4 steps, right? Step 1, break. Step 2, order block right here. Step 3, fibs, and then step 4, retest. We waited for the retest, and then we were targeting here. So this one worked out for us. We tried shorts again because in ES didn't break above on the 15-minute high. You guys can see. We didn't break above it. So for me, this was a larger time frame setup, and that's something I always say. There's a difference between playing a smaller time frame setup. You know that smaller time frames is more aggressive, larger time frames hold more value. So knowing that ES didn't break above the 15-minute, and then NQ, what was it, the 30-minute? It just didn't want to break above. Yeah, it didn't want to break above the 30-minute high here. As you guys can see, it couldn't get above the 30-minute high. That's my last up move that caused to break below this low. So then we took it on the 1 minute, right? And it worked out. Beautiful. But that's where we made back our loss, and we ended up green on the day. It was literally just like that. The 4 steps over and over again. Like I said, could I be scared and not take another setup here, not try to short? No, because I know my strategy works, and I know the 4 steps lined up. If it all lines up for me and I see a rejection like this, it doesn't want to break above, that means it doesn't want to continue higher. Why would I not take the risk again? And if I would have lost on that trade, I would have called it a day. 2 losses for me is usually like, cool. It was OPEX, I wouldn't have traded again. And that's how we ended up finishing green on the day. But does that make sense for everyone here? Let me read the chat. I definitely have a nice strategy, but execution, you suck. That's the biggest thing, bro. Like, it's not even that execution. I just feel like maybe you're doubting yourself, and don't doubt yourself, bro. If your strategy, if you can tell me, hey, my strategy works, I seen it hit the TP most of the time, this and that, just build that confidence, bro. Because that's telling me it's not the strategy, it's you. You're lacking that confidence in yourself and your strategy, bro. Hello. Yeah, this chop killed my account. So we're watching SMT. Yep, exactly, Pong. You watched for SMT Divergent. It was choppy. Yeah, it was choppy. But that's why, if you guys watched the YouTube stream from Friday, bro, we were on live for like over an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, waiting. You guys can hear me. I'm like, I don't like this chop. It's OPEX. I really don't want to trade. Because we caught the move overnight. We caught the sell-off overnight. In the Discord, we caught the move overnight, so we already had profits on the day anyway. So I was like, fuck it, I'm willing to take a little more risk to make a little bit more here for my New York session, folks. But yeah, I mean, mainly for the people on YouTube, because on Discord I do live stream also, but I send out alerts during whether night, morning, whenever the setup is there and my alerts hit, then I go look and wait for the shift. Boom, I alerted for everyone. But it was on a premium chat. But yeah, does that make sense to you guys? Was that clear for you guys why I took that trade? Let me read the TikTok comments. I can't see this. I can't fully read this, bro. Hold on. I gotta move this chat here. Why can't I see us chat? Hold on, TikTok. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see the TikTok comments. Oh, that's weird. I just says I was getting killed with. I can't really. Yeah, sorry, I can't read the TikTok. My screen doesn't fit it, bro. Where do I move it? Here, but then would that show on YouTube? Yeah, it won't work. I don't know why. Oh well, but yeah, that's literally my strategy broken down. Oh no, NQ Wick 50. Yeah, bro. Oh, that's what it was. It was very volatile. Friday was fucking volatile, bro. The first, what was it, guys? The 5 minute candle was 200 points off the open. That's when I told everyone we're gonna size down. If you guys can watch the whole stream, it's all recorded on YouTube from Friday, bro. Friday was volatile as fuck, man. Like it was crazy, bro. And that is not beginner friendly. That's hard for most folks to trade, but that's why they had me, right? I was there. I was there holding their hands. Being that I don't know much about trading, this was a lot. Yeah, I mean this. Look, Jaslyn, this here what I just taught. It's what takes people 3 months to learn. So I just did it in one video, in one class, so you guys can see my strategy. Obviously, you guys aren't gonna understand it right away, but if you guys go to my YouTube, I have every strategy, every step. Like step 1, break. How do you find that? It has its own video. How to identify order blocks and balances. It has its own video. How to draw up your fibs. What are my fibs settings? It has its own video. So you can watch all those. Don't watch them all at once because you're the same thing again. You're gonna overwork your brain on one setup, one day, and then you're like, what the fuck did I do? What did I say? Blah blah blah. Break it down in different days. Don't try to. It's a what's it called? Overload some shit for your brain. But yeah, this is gonna be a lot for beginners. But like I said, it's not something you don't expect to learn trading in 1 day, 1 week. No, it's gonna take you at least to really start understanding and see it at least 3 months. I moved to MNQ. Yeah, bro, MNQ is the best way, dude. Hey Jordan, will free trial run this? Yeah, currently the free trial finishes tomorrow, so you guys get 3 free day trial on the Discord. You guys can sign up. It's 3 days. You don't like it, you don't like how we work, cool, just cancel it. But 98% of people stay because they see the value that we bring in. They see the live trading. They just see it. And another thing is, look at this badass shirt though. Ooh. Anyways, but yeah. Yeah, I hope that makes sense to everyone. Take your time. Don't get caught up on what you see on social media with these trader people trying to sell you that you could become a millionaire overnight. I like to tell people realistically, you can make good money. Like, I've been doing shit for 8 years. I've been full-time for 4 years. I'm not sitting here telling you guys I make $1 million a year. I've made $700,000 a year. I made $500,000 a year. But I am comfortable with that money too, that I don't have to work a 9 to 5, that I have the whole freedom, the whole time to do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have a boss over my shoulder. So don't think you have to be, like, every trader has to be a multi-millionaire to be a profitable trader. Bro, you can be a profitable trader and make more than what you make at your job right now. Let's say you make $100,000 at your job. You can make $120,000 as a trader in 1 year. You're a profitable trader. You're making money. It doesn't, the million doesn't mean you're profitable or not. You're profitable. You're making good money more than you're spending, right? So that's one thing you guys have to remember. Don't get caught up in other people's numbers, other people's journeys. That's what I tell my members. Like, I can make more than you guys can make in 1 day, but that doesn't mean you try to chase the same numbers that I make. It doesn't make sense. Like, you're new. Like, and I tell people with sizing, I size in small because I have 40 accounts that I'm copying. Like, I'm not here willing to risk it all for 1 day. Like, no. I like consistent. You guys look at my P&L on Twitter all the time. I post a whole month. Like, every day is very consistent, whether it's 150, 200, 300, $400 days, but it's throughout all my accounts. So I don't have to shoot for $1,000, $2,000 trade. That's the biggest thing that people forget about that. Shout out to those learners, get in on those free tournament. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I tell people, when people ask me, bro, I want to get into trading, but I don't have money. Man, that is why prop firms are the best way to go now. Prop firms can change your life, guys. And I know you have people do bro. The leverage you have with prop firms is fucking insane. Don't ever let someone tell you that you can't become profitable with prop firms. Fuck that, bro. Let's say you have $300. You want to trade with $300. Do you think you're gonna make more trading with $300 on a live account or $2,000 from a prop firm account? Tell me. Be honest. Where are you gonna have more wiggle room to learn? A prop firm or a $300 live account? A prop firm. Why? Because you're probably paying $50 to $100 for a prop firm, and then you have a $2,000 drawdown on a $50K account. It gives you time to learn more and have a trial and error instead of $300 for once. You're like, fuck, I have no more money to try again to try to learn trading. It's the biggest thing I tell people. Prop firms, you have so much leverage now. and you can copy trade through multiple accounts. That doesn't mean when you start trading prop firms to go ahead and buy all 5 at once. Don't buy the dream. No, get a payout on one of them and then you buy more. It's a business. Trading is a business, so treat it like it. Are you going to invest all your money in a business when it's not profitable just yet? No, you wait for you to make some profit and then you start putting some more money into it, blah blah blah, and so forth, right? Look at this shirt. Ooh, here, little plug-in. Not sponsored by them, but honestly, I love this one. So comfortable. But yeah, I hope that made sense for you guys. I really do. I'll be choosing. Actually, let's do this. If you're on YouTube or TikTok, take a screenshot real quick. Tag me on Twitter on the exchange. I'll be choosing the winner from that. Whoever posts the screenshot, I'll be giving you guys a 50K Lucid account. 50K Lucid account. Whoever screenshots that they were on this class and tags us on Twitter, I'll choose you guys today. Shout out, I started filming my trades with me and camera myself. Yeah, you know what the biggest thing, Donate? I stream for like 800 people a day, bro. So what does that make me? It makes me be more disciplined and more controlling, because now it's not just me. I have 800 people rely on me every single day to make them money. So it's like, I really have to make sure that the setup I'm taking, it's going to make us money, or it's a high probability setup. And I think that's great, but sometimes that pressure can be bad. But most of the time it's great because it really holds me accountable to be like, you have to be patient. You have to wait. You have to, follow my own rules and practice what I preach is really what I'm trying to say. Because imagine I'm telling you all this and I do the opposite. No, I got to practice what I preach, especially when I'm on live every single day for all my members and everything. So yeah, just bought a 50K account on Lucid, first time trying them. Yeah, it's a one-time payment. If you guys are gonna get any prop firms, most prop firms, I am affiliated with them. If you guys want to support, code JV. And yes, you guys know, if you guys do ever use my codes, you guys know I run a shitload of giveaways for you guys anyway. So if you guys ever buy Lucid, if you guys ever buy my futures, if you ever buy Tradeify, Alpha Futures, Bullnox, TradeSyncer, code JV, you guys will save some money and you get a chance to be into the giveaway as well. But yeah, hope this was valuable for you guys. Also, this is recorded on YouTube, so you guys get to rewatch it as well. I'll answer some questions. I'll stay on here for like a couple of minutes and I'll let you guys tag me on Twitter so I can be able to choose the winner. But does anyone have any questions so far? Yo. Valuable lesson. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I hope you guys learned something. A thing or two off of this. Like, when I know sometimes maybe I went a little fast, but when I'm in flow state, I just kind of go fast. But when I make videos by myself or mentorships, I take my time. I really explain it down. But this was more just a quick overview of how I trade, why I trade the way I trade, how I'm able to identify my risk to reward, why are we profitable, how are we profitable, how can you be profitable for long term, how I've been able to stay in the game for 8 years. This is exactly how. Oh, you tagged? All right, cool. You gotta take a screenshot on whatever you're watching, whether you're watching on TikTok right now or you're watching on YouTube. Screenshot and then tag us on the exchange, please. On Twitter. Was very informative. Nice, thank you, bro. Thank you. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow on YouTube if you guys want to join the free live streams every day. Obviously, yes, I do have a Discord, but I'm not gonna plug that shit in. If you guys, like I say, all the people, always try free shit first before you try paid service. So try my YouTube for free. If you like the live streams, remember YouTube has a 15 to 30 second delay. The reason I have a Discord is because there's no delay. And you guys know that with NQ, 15 seconds, it's a long time that it can literally misfill by 10, 20 points. So if you guys like the free streams and you make money from the free streams a couple times and you ever want to sign up, go ahead, right? But first things first, try the free trial either on WAP or try the free YouTube first. I would never shove anything down your throat. Hey, yo. First things first, try it out free. But yeah, I put in my first AMD. That's nice, bro. He tagged me. How to recover from 1,200? Bro, I've seen people when I've recovered from a $200 drawdown left. If I can do it, you can do it. You gotta remember though, you're $1,200 down. Does that mean you're gonna size in heavy and be like Hail Mary? No, bro. If it's gonna take you 2 weeks to get back into profit, fuck it. Let it be 2 weeks, bro. You don't have to rush it. The biggest thing why most people fail is because they want to rush it and want to get back into it the next day. And then what happens? Now you're back to zero. Always think of it like this, bro. You have $800 left of drawdown, right? You have $800. Do you want to start at 800 or do you want to start at zero again? What do you think makes more sense? Giving it a shot at $800 or starting from zero? That's the way you got to think about it, man. because then now you're paying for another part for another account, blah blah blah. When you have 800 left, you can make that shit work. I promise you can make it work, bro. Thanks, man. Awesome stream. Nice. I'm glad you guys loved it. I'm glad you guys liked it. Jordy, bro, I'm lost. Yeah, this is your first time. You're gonna be lost. I know you're gonna be lost, but this is more so I can just kind of plug in my YouTube for you guys, so you guys can go watch the free videos so you can learn. Now, the ball is in your court now. I literally showed you over and over with how I took on Friday, and I let you guys choose random tickers to make me draw my 4 steps on them, and you guys saw it work out. So now this is up to you. If you want to learn this, you're going to go watch the videos of the strategy. If you don't, then that tells you this is not for you. You're just being lazy. So if you are lost right now, it's okay. I have all the steps broken down each video individually. So if you don't go watch it and you ask me, hey, how do I'm going to be like, bro, did you even watch the video? You'd be like, no. So how do you expect to learn, bro? How do you expect to get it? That bicep, no. It's a little dub bicep. But this is the tag here on TikTok. This is the tag on X, if you guys can see it. The light right here. The exchange. This has helped me save accounts. Nice, bro. Where do we find YouTube? It should be on my bio. It should be on my bio. But it's going to be, what's my YouTube name? I don't even. Jordan Vera. 1 MNQ max. Nah, you can make it back with two MNQ, 3. Once you get back to like 1,000 drawdown and Bellin, start using 3 again. But you can do 2. Start with 2, bro. Start with 2. Be confident and hold for the big move. So only take larger time frame setups if you're in that much drawdown. Thank you for the valuable insights. Nice, thank you, bro. Thank you guys for following me too. I've seen a lot of you guys follow on TikTok. I have YouTube and TikTok open, so I'm trying to read both chats. It's so hard. I'm glad I don't do this shit when I stream live because I would be so distracted. But thank you guys for following. I appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Other than that, I'm going to end the stream on TikTok. I mean, on YouTube first. So YouTube, thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate you guys. You guys can follow. You guys can tag us on Twitter. I really appreciate it. I'll choose. What time is it? 5. I'll give you guys an hour to tag us, and then we'll choose the winner at 6 p.m. Central. Maybe I'll hop on TikTok to announce the winner then. Yeah, I'll hop on TikTok. Here, hold on. Let me show you my. It's because I have my 2 Twitter accounts, but this is. Oh, hold on. I gotta move the puzzle. Sorry. Right here. All right, you guys ready? This is going to be my my here. And then my main one is this one. I'll show you guys right now. You guys can just screenshot it, but 5 seconds for you guys to screenshot it. All right, bet. All right, we'll hop on TikTok. We'll hop on TikTok at 6 p.m. Central to announce the winner for the account. Okay. It's gonna be middle of the night. Damn. It's 3:30 a.m. Shit, yeah, you're definitely damn, bro. I love people like that. I remember being I remember charting up on the weekends too. Being like, I'm gonna get this shit. So if someone tells you not to chart up on the weekend, bro, do that shit. It's gonna make a huge difference. Don't stop fucking grinding for this. I promise it'll pay off, but please be responsible with it. Be smart with it. Don't be dumb. Like, be smart with it, okay? All right, guys. Let me end it on YouTube. YouTube, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys later.